Hi, Deborah with Preservation Publications and Preservation 2012 on YouTube. You know, the world is a crazy place. What was true a generation ago is not true today. What was true in the Great Depression is not true in this depression. Because things have churned and changed so much that they're almost not applicable. I was talking to my next door neighbor, who's 86 years old, and remembers the Great Depression and how her family had planted victory gardens and saved seed year after year and planted them without any problem whatsoever. And I had to think about that for a long time and realize that, we can't do that. We can't do that now. We've almost got to be scientists individually to be able to preserve seed from year to year to year because of all of the hybrids and the GMOs that are out there that prevent it. I really, honest to goodness, believe that every single one of us need to be planting a heirloom seed survival garden, which I've said many times. You're probably pretty sick of hearing it, but you're going to get sicker because I'm going to say it every single time I do a video. It's not about putting seed in the ground and watching it grow anymore. It's about collecting heirloom seed and protecting it like it was gold, because that's exactly what it is. When you plant heirloom seed, you have got to isolate the plants if there's any chance of cross-pollination with hybrids at all. If you grow corn that are hybrids and corn that are heirloom, they will cross-pollinate by wind, and your heirloom seeds will not be viable. They'll grow, but they won't grow true to the parent. You'll get something out of the ground, but it's not going to be what you expect. Because we all have to become scientists to grow a garden these days to be able to feed ourselves and our families, we need to start educating ourselves now, because it's not just about how to store seed. It's about when do you harvest for seed? How do you harvest for seed? How do you store the seed once it is harvested? How do you dry the seed? There's a lot involved in this entire process, and heirloom-based seed gardens really do require that level of information to be successful. So let's talk for a moment about planting heirloom seeds and protecting your plants from cross-pollination with hybrids. You've got tomato plants, your neighbor's got tomato plants. He's using hybrid seed, you're using heirloom seed. Bees don't know the difference. They're going to pollinate both plants, cross-pollinating, and you're going to be sitting on unviable seed. You've got to protect your plants. How do you do that? Separate a section of your garden just for heirloom seed production and let the rest of it go. If it cross-pollinates, you're still going to get your produce, and you can let that part of your garden go. But protect the section that you want to harvest seed from. And you protect it by, now that's going to require a lot of work, because not only are you going to have to isolate them, you're going to have to hand pollinate them. But that's the only way that you can absolutely guarantee that you will not produce hybrid seed. Another thing you might think about doing is just talking to your neighbor. Talking to him about what seed he's using. Try and convince him to use heirloom seed. Work cooperatively with the people around you so that you're not interfering with each other's efforts. Another thing you'll need to know about is how long each variety of seed will store. Corn, for example, doesn't like to sit on the shelf for more than a year, while other plants can sit on it indefinitely. If you have corn seed, I suggest you plant 3 or 4 stalks every single year, just for the purposes of seed harvest. Not to eat, just seed harvest, so that you can keep it kind of fresh every year, so that when push comes to shove, you will have it available if you absolutely need it. I don't suggest anybody grow corn as a crop in their yard simply because it takes up too much space and doesn't produce well, which I've already discussed in my previous videos. But it's still important to have the seed. So this is just a taste of the things that you're going to need to know to grow a successful heirloom-based survival garden. Please, educate yourself, get your heirloom seeds, and plan your garden. Until next time, for our families, for our neighbors, for our friends, and for our communities, preservation.